Well, angry Maratha activist manhandled Shiv Sena Aurangabad MP Chandrakant Khaire. He went to its cremation site of the deceased protester. This is the latest that is coming in. Kamlesh Sutar now joins us live for more on this story. We'll just go across to Kamlesh. Let's take a look at these visuals where the MP from the Shiv Sena who had gone there was manhandled by the protesters. Angry protesters there. Look at that. These are angry protesters, and the police was finding it extremely difficult to control the situation where the MP was not only manhandled, but he had to beat a hasty retreat to, in fact, get out of this situation. Protesters not letting Chandrakant Khaire, in fact, leave that place. He was manhandled, pushed around. When he went to the spot where the angry protesters were in fact sitting and protesting with the body of one Maratha youth, 28-year-old, who committed suicide yesterday. So let's revisit these pictures once again. Of Chandrakant Khaire, MP Shiv Sena, who is in fact clearly seen here by being pushed by the angry protesters. Kamlesh is with us. Kamlesh, what instigated this angry response from the protesters? It seems that the MP who had gone there for some political mileage, in fact, ended putting himself in danger of this ire of the Maratha warriors.
Well, indeed, Ankit, but before I give you that update on Chandrakant Khaire, let me show you how the anger is being spilling on the roads here on the street near this bridge, very bridge where one of the protesters, Kaka Sahib Shinde, had committed suicide yesterday. Protesters have blocked the road since yesterday for more than 20 hours. They have held a dharna here, sit-in dharna. They said that they will not allow any traffic on this road unless and until a decision regarding Maratha reservation is being made. And while the police was trying to spread away all the protesters here on the bridge, that brought in certain vehicles of the fire brigade to remove with water pallets. But that vehicle, angry mob torched the vehicle. They vandalized the vehicle and have torched the vehicle. Since yesterday, yes, since they had said that they will not allow any political party, any political leader to take away any political mileage out of the entire protest, and that is why Chandrakant Khaire, who was there to get some political mileage, was heckled by the mob. He was asked to leave the cremation spot. In fact, no political leader was allowed there. The protest there, they say that the only way the protest can be stopped is an announcement of Maratha reservation by Maharashtra government. Ankit.
Kamlesh, in fact, overtly excited and angry people there who are protesting behind you. But at this point of time, Kamlesh, is the police in adequate numbers? Is the government prepared with adequate forces to tackle the situation?
Well, indeed, the government, what we are learning from the district administration shows that they have been asked not to behave in a high-handed way with the protesters, and that is why, though there are police who have been deployed on every corner, on every road that leads to this place. They have been stopping here, but they have hardly been able to do anything or take any action against them, because that is what they are being told, not to allow the situation to go out of hand. And that is why we've seen that the mob fury here spilling, and the anger spilling onto the roads.
Kamlesh, all right, Kamlesh, I just request your camera person to show us these visuals of these protesters, and also that smoke that is blowing out of that structure of the car, or whatever that structure is, which has been burnt, in fact, by the protesters. Kamlesh, also very quickly, does it seem that the government right now is in a bind? They don't know how to react to this situation. We have seen this happening time and again, where initially protesters are given a free hand and then situation goes out of hand.
Well, indeed, the government, what angered the protesters is the fact that the government has been saying that the matter is sub judice, and since the court is going to take any decision regarding this matter, the government cannot do anything about it, and that is why there's anger amongst protesters since last few days. The protest against the second phase of Maratha protest march started in Parli last week. Remember, the first phase of Maratha Morcha was peaceful when the morchas of where lakhs of people had gathered, and the morcha were not only peaceful but they had shown a great restraint 2 years before. Lakhs of people had gathered in several parts of Maharashtra. Marathi Kranti Morcha, Maratha Kranti Morcha, Mukh Morcha was organized in several parts of the state, including Ahmednagar, Parli, Solapur, and even Mumbai. But after that, now the protesters are saying that after 2 years they have lost all the patience, and that is why now they will be taking to the streets to protest. And what worsened the things was the attempt by one of the protesters to commit suicide, and unfortunately he lost his life yesterday. In fact, this very bridge from where he jumped to death, and even what we are learning, Ankit, a few hours before, yet another protester in Aurangabad district itself had attempted suicide yesterday. Just this morning, a protester named Guddu Sonavne in Kannad Tehsil of Aurangabad district also jumped into a river. He's been moved to the Aurangabad City Civil Hospital, and what we are learning that his condition is reported to be stable. And here we see more angry protesters running on the bridge here. We've seen how the anger has been spilling here. The administration has been not able to contain the anger here, but they say the only demand here is the announcement of the reservation by the state government, and unless and until that happens, the protests are not going to stop.
You know, Kamlesh, extremely volatile situation there. I request you also to be extremely careful in whatever is happening there, because situation at certain times does in fact go out of hands. We can see a lot of people gathering there, these visuals speaking for themselves. Kamlesh, the point now once again be whatever the demand of these people is, this violent protest and people killing themselves is only going to create matters worse from here.
Well, Ankit, there are basically the list of demands is big. There are 30 demands that the Maratha community is making. Primary demand, the most important demand is reservation for the community, reservation in education and job sector. They have said that they don't want reservation in political sector, but only jobs and education is the only sector where they are demanding reservations. For the state government, they say Maratha community, which used to be an agrarian community earlier, they say that with the primary source of income being snatched away from them gradually, they say they have no source of income, and it has led to a lot of problem for the youth, particularly when it comes to education. So they are demanding reservation in jobs and education for the youth. The second important demand, if I can tell you, Ankit, is about death penalty to the accused in Kopardi rape case. Remember, Ankit, 2 years before, a minor girl was raped brutally in Ahmednagar district, Kopardi village, and ever since Maratha Morcha has been taking, it started there before 2 years, and ever since there have been several morchas that have been organized in several parts of the state. So the second demand is death penalty for the accused of Kopardi rape case. The third important demand is about amendment in the Prevention of SC/ST Act. Remember, after the Kopardi case, there had the demand regarding amendment in the Prevention of Atrocities of Scheduled Caste and Scheduled Tribes Act. That has been an important demand. Then there's another demand about giving more funds to the Anna Saheb Patil Economic Development Corporation. This corporation was formed by the government to provide job and employment opportunities to the youth from the community, given the fact that unemployment has been the bigger issue among the community, and that is why they have been demanding more funds for the Anna Saheb Patil Economic Development Corporation. So, considering all these demands, they say that these 30 demands have to be met by the state government. Yesterday, Kaka Saheb Shinde, a youth from the Gangapur Taluka of Aurangabad, he jumped off from this very bridge where the protests right now are taking place. So they said that they had given a notice to the state administration yesterday that they are going to carry out a Jal Samadhi Andolan. And this, in fact, the spot which my camera person Rakesh is showing to you, this is where, from where Kaka Sahib Shinde jumped to death yesterday. In fact, several of the protesters tried to save his life, but the police didn't allow him to. Police didn't allow other protesters to jump and save his life. So that is why the protests have gotten out of hand since yesterday. Ankit.
Kamlesh, also, what is the plan, further plan for these protesters now? We don't see any police presence around. We have already seen how Shiv Sena MP was in fact heckled, was in fact also people tried to rough him up, but no police around where you are standing. What's the plan for the protesters and the administration now?
Well, what we've been told by the protesters that they are going to continue with this protest. The sit-in protest, the dharna is going to continue. In fact, they have been sitting here for more than for close to 20 hours since yesterday, ever since the incident took place when Kaka Sahib Shinde jumped into this river. They have been sitting here, and since morning, since we are here, we have seen these protesters giving a sit-in dharna here, and they say they are not going to budge. Turn by turn, they are sitting there. In fact, the cremation too took place. Some of them went for the cremation, and they say that standing here and sitting with this protest, waiting for the announcement, is going to be the only way out unless and until the end. So now it's going to be, it's completely, the ball is completely in the government's court. The Maharashtra decision will have to come up with a solution to stop this, because the protests are not going to take place just here. There are several protests that are being organized in several parts of the state.
All right, with that, it's a wrap on this bulletin. In fact, Kamlesh, we are going to come back to you for more on this story. This is going to be a very important focus for India today. The protests which are brewing there in Maharashtra over the Maratha reservation.
Thanks for watching the video. For more such news and updates, please like, share and subscribe to India Today. Also check out our other great videos from our channel. We know you would love to.